Hello!
Yo!
Welcome to episode 3 of the Lowdown with myself, Jack Wilson.
And myself, Ben Beetham.
We're going to start the show off again like we start every show. I'm going to talk you through what we're wearing because I know you're all fascinated to know. Been getting emails every day. What are you wearing?
What are you wearing today?
Ben, what am I wearing?
It's looking like episode 2 deja vu to me. Like it's looking a little bit like, which I'm happy for because it's a banging outfit. We have the shoes that Forrest Gump made famous in a movie of the same name.
Forrest Gump. I watched that last night.
What were they actually called, your shoes?
Nike Cortez?
Cortez.
Something like Cortez.
Cortez. Yeah, cool.
Policia.
And then some white socks, some black trousers, and a beautiful, beautiful white jumper.
I would say this was just a long sleeve top.
Yeah?
But
all right, halfway between.
We'll put a picture up.
You be the judge, listeners.
Just so everyone knows, I'm not actually currently staying in my house, so I have about 2 outfits, which I'm just washing and repeating. So,
house sitting.
So I'm just like wearing the same stuff, just so you know.
Though. You picked well when you left.
Classic white top, jumper, black.
Email kapichipodcast@gmail.com. If you could only choose 2 outfits for the rest of your life, what would they be?
And
why?
Ben has actually removed his sandals, which is sad because he was wearing socks and sandals.
Slight embarrassment.
He knew it was coming.
Sliders.
So he's got blue socks on. I'd say, were they black originally, those jeans, and faded to grey?
They've always been grey.
They've always been grey. So grey jeans and a white T-shirt with a silver chain.
Thank you.
Looking good. And a mask.
Didn't even thank a compliment, but thank you for pointing it out.
Well, we always like to start the show off with our animal fact of the week. Let's do it.
Woo!
Animal fact of the week!
Cool. I think we were talking earlier, Ben, you said, I said, have we got any animal facts of the week? And you were like, mate, my brain is one big animal fact.
Yeah, I was talking about the lemur stink fights to someone over the last week, and basically they then let me in on a news story, including animal fact, which is basically that elephants, which are the biggest land mammal.
Yeah,
that's not the fact.
Yeah.
They are terrified of bees.
Really?
And people always think, the mouse.
The mouse. Looney Tunes got that into our minds.
But, I'm telling you, bees are even though a bee's sting can't penetrate its hide, they freak out.
Really?
People are protecting their crops. Yeah, basically, this is what the news story is. It's crazy. They've got this, they can, with a button, release some sort of substance into a beehive that makes the bees livid.
Yeah.
And when the elephants are coming, they press this button.
Oh, shit.
Get the bees all riled up, and then the elephants are like, shit, I can relate. Do you know what I mean? To the noble elephant.
Yeah, you don't like bees or wasps that much, do you?
Nah, bees I've got more time for because they seem a lot less sort of...
A bit more friendly.
Yeah, wasps by the end of the year, as we've said
livid.
before, they get released from duty for the winter because they're going to die and they have no purpose.
Like drunk sailors.
Yeah, just livid.
Well, it's funny. We've done how many... whenever we do festivals, it's always... wasp season, isn't it?
Always.
Where were we at Netherworld last year? They're just everywhere. And we were in our tent. We left an open can of cider in there, and it was just harbouring fugitives.
The Burger King at Blue Boys, man. They got one of those wasp catchers on the side, and it's just all of them on the inside looking out like, if I get out, you're dead.
They are terrifying. I don't freak out as much, but I think the thing is, I don't like them, but I'm aware that if you start trying to swat them and run away, I think they get more pissed off. And I don't know if this is true or not, that if you kill one,
then more come.
Yes. Like they release like a pheromone or something.
Man, I remember once at school, right? So I was doing a test, 11 years old, and there's an open window next to me. It's like a field outside. It's summer, and I can hear this lawnmower going outside. I was
that's
loud.
The noise of a lawnmower.
And so anyway, I'm thinking, in my subconscious, that's a lawnmower. And then I looked to the left, man. 2-inch hornet right next to my head.
It wasn't.
In the middle of an exam, I literally cleared my table out and ran.
Yeah, to be fair, hornets are a whole nother game of ball.
At what point does an insect become an animal?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like that transitional moment.
Well, when does it become a bird? Bird of prey. Yeah, hornets are not fun. Don't fuck with hornets, man.
Nah. That's the animal fact of the week. Don't fuck with hornets, man.
We got there. All right, we're going to go into our tune of the week, or pick a tune. Do we have a jingle for that?
Pikachu!
There we go. That's Pick a Tune. This week, I've gone for a song that we all fell back in love with. It was again like, what were we listening to last week? We were listening to Limp Bizkit, and I was saying, that's giving me an idea for the next one. This is a song that we all like grew up listening to and loving, and then we played it again in the van, and you're just like, whoa,
killer.
This is insane. So Ben doesn't know what this song is yet, but he's going to kick himself when I say it because he'll definitely want it. Is Hit the Floor by Linkin Park.
Oh, yeah, man.
Because that's just an absolute killer. And there's too many bits of this song. We only play a 30-second clip of it, so we're going to have to work out which is the right bit to play, but let's just play it.
Go and play it loud.
There we go.
Roll it.
When I need to say too many things that you said about me when I'm not around. You think having the upper hand means you gotta keep putting me down. But I've had too many standoffs with you. It's about as much as I can stand, so I'm waiting until the upper hand is mine. 1 minute you're on top, the next you're not. Watch you drop, making the right stop just before you hit the floor. 1 minute you're on top, the next you're not. Missed your shot, making the right stop. You think you won, and then it's all gone.
Banging, there we go.
Oh, mate.
Hit the Floor.
It just fills me with absolute like energy of
so
the
much
devil,
goodness.
man.
I just want to
love
hear
it.
the end bit, man, when it's like...
All right.
Where is it? Yeah, man. Can't beat that.
I mean,
Cannot
for
beat
God's
that.
sake, man. There's times when sometimes when the mood's right, like I've gotten into hyping myself backstage, just getting like a empty 2-litre bottle, plastic bottle, and just banging it on the side as hard as I can, like the
Slipknot in Duality.
Yeah,
But
exactly
he's
like
got a
that.
plastic bottle.
And that song's playing, it's like, bang!
I forgot you did that.
It is good, man. It gets you right in the zone.
Yeah, it gets me in the zone. I'm
Probably
always,
gonna
I
break
think when we
another
were
finger.
backstage in Glasgow, I think it was, we were all getting hyped up. Because that was, I don't know why, we were all in, sometimes it all just falls in a line where everyone wants to get on the same vibe, and we were just hyped up for that gig.
Yeah, man.
And just like, yeah, Ben walking around with his like sugar-free lemonade bottle, just like, whack. Makes such a good
Bang!
noise.
Yeah, it does. So satisfying.
Anyway, I wanted to talk about this now, something
Okay.
that I don't really know the answer to, and just see where it goes. 5G. What's that about?
Nice. 2 letters, big topic. Do you
One
know what I'm
letter, one
saying?
number.
That's very true.
2. What are they?
Too much to handle.
Well, yeah, 5G. I know everyone's kicking off about it, and a lot of people also doing the opposite and saying, chill out, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I'm definitely not someone to say, like, all conspiracy type things are, like, bullshit. Because the truth is, like, you know, when those declassified files come out after a certain amount of time, you read things that you go, well, if someone had said that at the time, everyone would have been like, oh, you're fucking conspiracy theory guy.
Calling
But
something a conspiracy theory can also just be a way of discrediting
Exactly.
something that could be completely true.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
You know what I mean?
we were saying earlier that I think the issue is a lot of the time is that I don't want to be like nowadays the issue is, but I think people, maybe because they don't want to sound stupid or maybe they don't want to sound uninformed, always pick a side. I think it's okay to go, I don't know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will want to be like, well, no, it's definitely this or it's definitely that. And I think in this situation, I would go, well, I've read a lot of stuff and I kind of lean towards one side of thinking this is probably fine. But I also hold my hands up and go, I don't know.
For me, like, I think I saw it at first. I saw a couple of things that I was like, could sort of prick your ears up. And then I looked into it a bit more, and then I talked to a friend of mine who is a scientist, and also just basically across the board of doing a tiny little bit of like looking around. I think it's actually not it. Do you know what I mean? I think what we've chatted about it in the past, but I think when it comes to that thing, it's sort of the type of wave that it is, and excuse me because I'm no scientist, but like, do you know what I mean?
It's a different
not,
radio wave from what 4G is, and it's something that's faster. And I can't explain it either.
But it's the same type of thing that
Yeah.
you have in your pocket and in your house and in your internet and whatever else, to my understanding of it. And it isn't actually capable of sort of having a much different effect than the other stuff, because God knows mobile phones could be fucking killing us all. Do you know what I mean?
We all
Like,
thought well, we didn't, but people thought cigarettes were good for
Yeah.
you, you know. And I've always said, how can having this thing in your pocket and
Nah.
next to your head all the time be good for you?
Nah.
And you know, everyone has statistics have shown that like there is no risk currently, but who knows?
It
10
hasn't
years down
been
the line.
necessarily long enough since the invention of since the mass use of a mobile phone.
People
to
will
know.
look back in 100 years going, "What idiots?
Right.
Who thought that was a good idea?"
Lead-based makeup.
Do you know what I
Do you know what I'm
mean?
saying? Like that's the new thing. But
Well, the thing is, I think what's worrying people about 5G is the fact that it travels a shorter distance, and therefore there needs to be a lot more of them than what there are with 4G. But what I heard, whether this is true or not, is that they actually there is going to be a lot more of them, but they're going to be running on a much lower power output than 4G was. So 4G, there was less of them, but it was maxed out because it had to use all of that. And 5G is going to be a case of, well, actually, you can ramp it down a little bit. Again, everything I'm saying is just stuff I've read. It's not necessarily
exactly. Like same as me. Like, you know, someone could easily say in 10 years, like, nah, it was different because of this, but. For me, I kind of think, like, for instance, a lot of the sort of lectures in inverted commas that you see are people kind of saying, oh, well, you know, Spanish flu happened just after the invention of the radio and stuff. And you just kind of go, well, actually, there have been loads of huge...
It also happened after a massive war.
Yeah,
where, like,
exactly.
loads of people were...
And, like, what about when Wi-Fi was invented? What about when mobiles were invented? What about this and that and the other? So...
And the other thing is as well, like, what I can't get on board is... Why do people think that if people, you know, the powers that be are creating this, they're just as susceptible to any problems in their children and, like, you know...
Yeah, I don't see who benefits
from this.
From it. Although, isn't there, like, another... Because what you tend to find with things, again, not saying this is necessarily conspiracy theory to discredit it, but as soon as you hit one roadblock with those things, another thing is invented to deviate and continue. Like, for instance, with this, they go, oh, and then they're going to put something in the vaccines that makes you like, blah, 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 this and that. And it's kind of like, all right. But
well, it's interesting, isn't it? And
day,
like, don't be afraid to say you don't know sometimes.
Yeah. And also tell us what you think on email.
That's what I was going to say. Give us an email. What's the email? KidKapichiPodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, I think it is just Kapichi Podcast.
Oh, sorry, KapichiPodcast.com. That's how I never say it.
We're giving out decoys.
Yeah. Yeah, send it to this one. We don't give a shit. Yeah, email us.
Exactly.
And we'll
if
read
it's
that.
about 5G, send it to trashcan.
Send it to fuck off at... No, right. Anyway, send us your emails.
But no, like, I think just one more on that is, like, when it comes to not knowing and being all right with not knowing, that's kind of how I feel with, like, the 9/11 thing, in the respect that I go... I don't know for sure, but if someone then told me, I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised if it was true. Do you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I say unequivocally, I know for a fact that's true.
There was something I heard the other day when, actually, I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast.
What's that, the Edward Snowden one?
No, it was one, I can't remember who he was talking to, but he was talking about the moon landings, and he basically was... He was always like, they're fake, they're not real, they're not real, they're not real.
Who, Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan, but now he says, I take it back, I actually think they are real, and I've learnt a lot from how I thought about that. Again, I don't know if they were real or not, that's not the question. But what he said, which was quite true, was there are things that happened and, like, faked photographs and faked footage, and even if they're real, like the fact that these photographs are fake, does that mean... He was going, well, in my head that meant it was fake, but these things can exist alongside the fact that it did happen.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, there's how many times are there things where you have publicity shots and they get altered by third-party people and put out into the world? And he was going, I was basing everything off the fact that this is obviously a fake picture. Yes, it is a fake picture, but does that mean the moon landing was fake?
Yeah.
So that's what you got to do. You got to... Sometimes when you're fighting a fight, trying to believe something so much, you always look for the evidence that supports
only
your...
one thing. Yeah, exactly.
And it's not necessarily true.
It's like when it comes to that 9/11 stuff, it's like Edward Snowden was basically saying, it reminded me saying that I'd seen that. He was kind of just saying they knew it was going to happen and they didn't stop it, which is a far more something thing. You can go, well, I believe in that. Do you know what I mean?
100%. And also, I'm just kind of like, we're never going to... Well, we're probably... There's no point in...
Yeah.
Freaking yourself. Well, maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's wrong.
Yeah, it's hard to say because neither of us are going to kick down the door of the White House and put the world to rights.
That's what they want.
Oh my God, maybe they're listening right now.
Shit, right. End of.
Stop talking about this. Anyway,
Anyway, we got a guest on the show today. Mr. Tank Barkley from Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. How you doing, Tank?
What's good? I'm fantastic, boys.
Good. Glad to hear it, man.
How are we all?
We're doing all right.
Feeling good, man. Isolated.
Yeah.
How's
We all.
how's isolation treating you at the moment?
Yeah, it's all right, man. It's weird, isn't it?
It's well weird.
I don't know. Obviously, for the same with like you boys, the touring for the rest of the years, it's all up in the air.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
So
isn't it?
I've got myself a new little job as a postman.
Have you actually?
Or a parcel man, yeah.
No way,
sick,
man. I
man.
cannot imagine. Well, maybe I can.
Can
You'd
you
be
come
a
to
sick
Hastings
postman.
and do a round?
Carries it all under one arm.
Yeah, just literally lobbing it at a door, knock and run.
That's it, man.
It's like being 11 again.
That's
Brilliant.
amazing. Well, we were going to ask you. We ask all our
Tank,
guests.
we've got a little. Can you paint our fans a picture? What are you wearing right now?
So I'm wearing a nice. Obviously, it's beautiful outside at the moment. I
Yep.
don't know what it's like with you boys.
Pretty
About
nice.
22 degrees. I've got on a black pair of jeans
Nice. Very summer.
with a nice black t-shirt,
Lovely. Very summer.
Ooh.
and I'm donning a blue bandana at the moment. Which
Wow.
Is my new,
So you- I
which is
never- I never knew you were Crips.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's it.
Just because I can't get to a barber, can I?
No.
I also don't trust myself with some clippers. So,
Well, I asked my girlfriend to do my hair and she shaved the Mohican in, and I'm saying it looks better
It's
than
happy,
better
yeah.
than.
that's. I mean, you've got a pretty, strong face. I reckon you can pull off a Mohican. It's not as visually as noisy as mine.
Noisy.
Visually.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks, man. But we were just saying before we got you on the phone. Last time we saw you was in Manchester, and it was
It was in Manchester.
a lot of tequila. I remember, or I don't remember.
Mm.
That was
There was a lot of tequila. That was when you had your gig up here, which was absolutely
It
banging.
was. Yeah,
It was a
thank you so
beauty.
much for coming to see us. I remember feeling actually ridiculously unwell the next day.
Yeah.
Not from illness, but
The next level.
that was the night we stayed up till like 8 in the
man.
morning.
We got back to
Yeah,
his
I
house,
could-
man. And the
I think
fucking
we
geezer-
dipped when you went to a house party
Yeah.
at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
'Cause that's always a
God,
good
yeah,
time to
man.
start
Yeah,
a
that's
house
what-
party.
Strawberry Hill. Do you know Strawberry Hill in Manchester?
Nah.
Well, that's where we were, and I felt like, am I in the Beatles? Is this the Beatles? But yeah, it's absolutely insane how much things have changed, considering that was really not that long ago. To think how
Yeah,
different things
It's
are
quick,
now.
innit? It can definitely.
It really wasn't. It's odd. It's just a very no one knows what's going on really.
Not at
So you
all.
kind of just got to kind of occupy your time.
Well, that's it.
So-
I'm sure it's we're in the same boat as you guys. Had a big year planned and everything.
Yeah.
We just don't know the answers. Everyone's going, "Are you doing this? Aren't you doing that?" We have no idea.
It's not. The thing is you get all this stuff from people all the time. Like, are you playing this? Are you doing this? And it's like realistically, it's not up to us.
Absolutely.
We're not. If we can play stuff and make stuff work, as I'm sure is the same with you boys, you're there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
It's what we
We're
all
willing.
love doing.
We're definitely willing, but I mean, all that's left to do is start a podcast, really. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a great idea, boys.
Cheers,
It's a
man.
fantastic idea.
Well, it's been going pretty
Um,
well. We've been having fun. I got a bit too drunk on the last one.
yeah, we had it out on the first one, man.
We had the Buckfast. I hadn't had a drink in 5 weeks, and I was just like, "Ooh, yeah."
I was like, have you got like a reserve stockpile of that? Because they're
Yeah, we got
they're not
that-
currently making it at the moment.
We've got an underground link
Yeah.
direct to
the monks. To the monks, yeah.
to the Benedictine monks.
Delivered by horse and cart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
that's
say
it.
that the taps flow purple in the Beetham household.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
So one other thing we got to say. Firstly, massive congratulations on Ali Pali, man.
Oh, insane.
Oh, mate.
It was one of the
Thank you
favourite
very
gigs
much.
of my life. I had a very good time. How was that for you?
Best gig ever,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
It's got to be, isn't it? Well done.
What a vibe.
Yeah.
Like, just everyone. That's like going into playing a gig to like 10,000 members of your family is
That's
pretty
it. Yeah.
It's a nice way of putting it.
pretty odd. And on like a musical level, I think we played really well that night. I listened to some of the stuff back.
It sounded so amazing. It was amazing.
It
was
was,
that Mike on the sound that night as well?
Yeah, always.
Killing it.
I was feeding on my oats that night, boys. I tell you. Have you ever seen a 6'4" man up on top of like a 12-foot riser?
Yes.
It definitely shouldn't be there because I'm a little bit top heavy. I don't know if you've noticed, boys, but shouldn't have been there.
It was beautiful. Well, the last thing I was going to talk about was with obviously we went on tour with you guys last year. Thank you again.
Oh
for
yes,
that.
we did.
Oh, man,
We had a
the
great
best thing
time.
ever, man.
Wonderful time,
mate. Honestly, we had the best time, and we just wanted to know, like, how was that tour for you guys? Was there any sort of standout gigs for you? Was that a step up? Did you? I mean, for us, it was like Christmas Day every day, but
that tour was really weird. Like for me, like thinking about doing a European tour, like I've toured with. Obviously, I haven't been in the band since it's been going, but I was working in the band or with the band from pretty much their first like European tours.
yeah,
So I remember like rocking up to like Cassiopeia in Berlin, and there being like it was sold out, which was mad.
Yeah.
But it was like 150 people.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember doing like doing UK tours where we were doing, like 1,800 cap rooms, which just felt absolutely insane.
yeah,
To then going and then going back to Europe and going to like 400, 500 cap rooms, which were selling out, which was like, wow, okay, something's really moving over here.
insane. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and then going back out on that tour with you boys, it was like, oh, okay,
Wow.
Everyone's on it. They're on it. Like these shows are like big. Like
They were insane, man. They were
remember
proper big ones.
That whole tour took me back.
Took you back.
Just like I was didn't expect.
Oh,
it to
sorry,
be like that.
you were taken back. Yeah, I see what you meant.
taken
Sorry.
back.
I thought you meant took you back
It
to
took me
like
back
childhood.
to the day.
Yeah, no, I
no.
remember speaking to like Frank and Dean before, and they were like, "Mate, it might have even been you actually, Sam. I can't remember when we did that gig
I do
at
talk a lot.
the Seabright Arms, and
Oh, mate, banger.
it was insane,
Sweatbox.
sweaty sweatbox, man. And someone was saying to me, one of you lot was saying that, yeah, like you're lucky you're coming on this tour, like as in this is going to be mental,
Next
like
level.
Yeah, like we would have been happy to play in front of 50 people a night, but one thing that we found about the European crowds more than English crowds, no offense to the English crowd,
If you're listening.
but it's just like we would walk out and it would be a full room. If it was a sold out night, we would be playing to a sold out room every night.
Yeah.
It's insane, and that doesn't
think-
really happen.
Also, like something that I have noticed with the people that come to our shows, I don't think we've ever really done many tours where this first band on have gone out and there's been no one there.
Yeah,
Of course.
Like it just
Invested in
doesn't.
you, aren't they?
People who like our band like music. You know what I mean?
I totally,
And I'm sure-
100% agree.
And I'm sure, like, obviously with, the shows that we've done together, the crossover of our, of fans of either band, they've kind of discovered each other, and then, they'll be supporting you and they'll support us. Like, it's people that just are die-hard music fans.
I totally agree. man.
It's the
There's
best way for it
definitely
to be,
that.
innit?
There's that crossover that, like you say, we inherit your fans, you inherit ours, probably on a different
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
scale.
on a slightly different ratio, yeah.
But
Yeah, but it's that we're all doing this,
Yeah.
It's all for the good of music. Like,
Yeah, man.
we do this because we love tunes, isn't it?
that's it, man. Well, we had the best time ever, man. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure, and hopefully it won't be the last time that we do it.
Hopefully not. Yeah, fingers crossed, man.
You
We'll
you
be
were
there.
well behaved boys, which we like.
Yeah, we heard that. We
Yeah,
heard
you
that.
lot were like, yeah, usually like the band on support fucks up by like 2 days in, but you guys have been all right so far,
we were just so
Yeah.
nervous for like a week.
Yeah, we were like, don't do anything weird.
Don't do anything
weird.
fucking mental. Right, here we
Yeah,
go.
like day 2, don't drink a bottle of something and
Yeah.
I mean, if you end up in like Frank or Dean's bunk's probably not a good idea.
Yeah. Just
I've definitely never done that before.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
So there we go. We're gonna play the game now that me and Ben have created, and I'll say we're bloody proud of this game.
Masterminded is more the term.
Masterminded,
Yeah.
that's it. Now we know that you're a connoisseur of a lot of different musics, but one of them you're a big metal fan, aren't you? You play a lot of.
I do like a bit of metal, like. Yeah.
So we've created this game for you, and it's called "Is It Real
Honoured.
or is it iron made up? Ben, play the fucking jingle.
Roll it.
Here we are. Welcome to Is It Real or Is It Iron Made Up? The premise of the game, we're going to be putting Tank up against Ben. Ben doesn't know the answer or the questions. And basically, I'm going to be naming some band names. Some of them are real, some of them are iron made up by myself. And I'm going to ask you guys, is it real or is it iron made up? So are you all ready? Do you understand the rules?
Yes.
I understand them.
Cool. So number one, to both of you, Tank first.
Oh, yeah.
Ethiopian arachnophobes.
I am made up.
You think that's iron made up?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you saying, Ben?
That's pretty out there.
I think I'm gonna say iron made up as well.
Okay, we're both going for
Alright,
iron made
alright.
up. Well, you'll find out at the end. Right, next one. Killer dwarfs.
Real.
Oh, Tank knows!
Oh,
Real.
no.
See, the thing is, you know, don't you? Was that just like an immediate hunch, or I mean, Ben?
Nah, it's just no.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
don't
I feel.
All right, so
All right. Just for this one.
Tank's going real.
Just for this one.
I've given it away.
I'm
a bit.
going to also say real.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think the cat was out of the bag on that one.
Yeah, the copycat's
Shall
out the bag on that one, Ben,
I'm
isn't it?
going to answer the next one first for.
Here we go. Yeah. Actually, Ben, you get to answer the next one first.
Cool.
Okay.
This band, or not band, is called impetigo, which is a sort of fungal infection you get around your face.
I know it.
Yeah, I have it.
I've sported it in the past.
So what are we saying, real or fake?
I'm gonna say it is real.
Okay. Tank, what are you saying, real or fake?
I reckon I'm made up with that one.
Iron made up with impetigo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
I mean, it is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's
And,
a thing. But is it a
You know,
band?
there have been bands called worse, but
Yeah.
on my radar, no, I haven't really.
Mate.
I don't really check out Impetigo that much.
When I was researching this, there's definitely a lot of worse named bands.
Oh yeah, big time.
I had to cull this a lot before I could check. All right, here we go. Number 4. Dr. Venus and the Angry Mob.
I'm gonna say real.
Real. What are you
Yeah.
saying, Tank? Dr. Venus and the Angry Mob.
I reckon made up with that one.
You reckon that's iron made up?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Final one, the wild card. Are you all ready? I'm going to let Tank go first on
Yeah,
this
Tank,
one.
you hit it.
Hit me.
Ethel and the Frog. No, Ethel the Frog.
I reckon. Oh, it's got to be a real band, that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's too much of a brilliant name.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna say
Who are you going to see tonight? Oh, yeah, Ethel the Frog.
gotta be.
got front row tickets, boys. Don't worry about it.
What are you saying, Ben?
Knowing your mind,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say maybe a little iron made up on that one.
Iron made up.
Yeah.
You think it's a fakie?
Yeah, man.
All right. Interesting. Well, should we get the results in, boys?
Yeah.
So, first question. Ethiopian arachnophobes. You both said it was iron made up, and you were both correct. It was iron made
Yes,
up.
get in there.
Well done.
Neck and neck.
I was quite proud of that name, but don't worry
Good
about
art,
it. Number 2, we had Killer Dwarfs, and you both said that you thought it was real. So
Yeah.
far, you're both right. It was
neck
real.
and neck.
Oh.
Jesus.
Did you
Dos
know
to
that?
dos.
Did you know that, Tank? Because you were very quick off the mark.
Yeah, I was just going through my collection of
Yeah.
black vests that I have in my wardrobe.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they're from Canada.
Checking out
Killer
all the
Dwarfs
cut-offs, boys.
from Canada. And this one, here we go. Impetigo. Tank, you
Oh.
said that you thought this was iron made up. Ben, you thought that this was real. I can confirm, actually, Ben, you were right, and
Yes!
it is real.
Oh,
There is a
Never
band
win
called.
I feel
fucking
robbed.
anything, man.
Well, you haven't won yet.
All
so
right.
Calm down.
Even one question win. That never happens to me.
Here we go.
Who are they going to be on a bill with? You got
Athlete's
Crabs.
foot.
Yeah, cold sore.
All right, here we go. Number 4, Dr. Venus and the Angry Mob. I'm very... Okay, so Tank, you said this was Iron Made Up. Ben, you said this was correct. I'm really upset because it is actually Iron Made Up.
Oh.
And I wanted it to be real.
there.
No. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, it's right. Yeah, sorry, it's Iron Made Up, so Tank, you get the point.
Yes.
Hey.
Thank you very much. We're back to
Bloody
back
confusing
to neck and neck, boy.
So it's 3-3 at the moment, and we got one wild card left, and that was Ethel the Frog. Is it real or is it Iron Made Up? Tank, you said you thought it was real.
Yeah.
You said it was too good to not be real, and
I mean, it's fantastic. Yeah.
And Ben said he knows my mind, and what he's saying is, I'm a bloody genius. He could make up something that good. But Ben said it was fake for that reason alone. I can now confirm
I can believe that.
that the winner of this week's version of Is It Real or Is It I Made Up is Mr. Tank Buckley!
Get in there!
It's a fucking real band. They're from the UK and they were around from 1976 to 1980.
Oh, what time?
Back in my youth.
That's it, man. There you go. Well,
Oh, mate.
it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's been lovely catching up, boys.
You too, man. Like you say,
been
hopefully
lovely.
we'll see each other again, whether that be in a tequila capacity or a gigging capacity. Either way, I'm sure it will happen.
Both for the same situation, there.
Yeah, mate.
So.
One and the same.
Amazing, man. Thank you so much.
Massive love to you, bro.
All right, boys.
See you later,
Yeah.
bro.
Take
Have a
it
good
easy.
day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And there we have it.
Oh, man. Love that guy, man.
Absolute gentleman.
That
Mr.
tour
Tank.
was literally the best, man.
It was so good. Big up, Mr. Tank. Let's get a little tank noise. There we go. That was a tank.
Wicked, man. Well, I think what's up next, I think it might well be a tune of the week.
Tune of the
from
week.
me.
Pick a tune.
So my tune of the week this week is a friend of ours from Down Under. I believe he's going to be a future guest.
He is indeed. Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, man, literally love him. His name's Timmy Temple. He's an amazing guy, man. Incredible guitarist, amazing maker of content. I think
Super talented.
we saw him on Instagram and then just had a bit of a comment back and forth thing and then ended up just becoming mates.
Becoming good friends.
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's it. He had one song, what was it? I know this ain't the tune you're picking, it's 2 p.m. for breakfast,
Oh,
which you
love
should all
it.
go listen to as well. That was the song that really got us into him. It's an absolute banger. And
It's a killer, man.
tell him about the tune, man.
So this is his most recent tune. It's a Fuffa Fading, and it is a banger. So let's hear it.
My memories are fading every day. So's the jealousy and all of my mistakes. There's a big 6-year hole. I'm not sure how to let this go. My memories are fading every day. We broke up real recently. Now it's just me and my dog.
There you have it.
Beautiful. I love how lazy it is.
Yeah, man. It's wicked, man.
In a good way.
Yeah, that's
Not in a
it.
bad way.
Everything's kind of just like, sat back.
Sight behind the beat.
Yeah, mate.
It's very
beautiful.
nice.
It's nice. I love all the stuff he does, man. He's just always posting cool stuff. I feel like
Yeah,
I know him.
He did a cover of Glitterati, didn't he?
Yeah, man.
Which was really good. Like, that was pretty cool, hearing someone who's way better than us at
yeah, the
music.
solo he did on it was insane, man. It was like, yeah. But anyway, I can't wait to have him on the show, and I'm sure our listeners will agree.
Yeah, man. He'll be on very soon. So last week, some of you may have remembered, Ben found a funny video that he wanted to show me, which happened to be Puddle of Mud doing that,
About a girl.
a cover of Nirvana that was like horrendous. When they filmed that, they must have, whoever's filming that must have been like, we are going to make a lot of money out of
I
this
just feel
video
like
now.
there's something we don't know about
Yeah,
that
there's
makes
something.
this like double out of order or something. But
Well,
it
like you
can't
said,
be.
you were like, maybe they're just geniuses.
Yeah, that's
maybe
it.
they've brought themselves back into relevance, because I've listened to them since, because I love
Yeah,
it so
it's
much.
true, man. She fucking hates man.
But I'm going to play Ben a tune now.
I have not heard
it's
this.
actually, it's a live video of a band called Dexys Midnight Runners
Yeah.
playing Come On Eileen, and It's on the official Dexys official YouTube thing, and all the comments. Like, let me read a comment. I'll just pick any one. First comment is, I wanted to hear a live version of this song. I regret it. Why did they replace the lead singer with a goat? all existing footage of this performance should be burned. Anyway, I'm just going to play it to you because it just reminded me of the video the other day. But yeah, I'm going to skip forward a little bit because it's got quite a long intro. So here we go.
Already laughing.
Here we go, listen to this. Oh, no. Told you it's got a long intro.
The chord, man.
Here we go. Here we go, now it comes. It gets worse. It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean...
Here we go, the build-up. I'm getting rid of that. But yeah, that was...
God, that was some real squealing in that, man.
I know that they were like, kind of, that was their vibe, but...
I mean, is
that
that a
anyone's
vibe?
vibe?
Is it a vibe to just
My
be
mum
like...
told me that she saw them once in concert and they just spat on everyone.
What?
Yeah, they just like, it was a thing. Apparently it was a good thing.
I mean, back before iPhones,
Yeah,
people were doing a lot of shit at gigs that you wouldn't do now.
Yeah, Eric Clapton, he knows. He
Yeah,
does.
fucking hell's sake, man.
But yeah, they were just like apparently standing there, just like proper, all of the band members just spitting on the crowd, and that was
Fuck.
that was good apparently.
Maybe we should bring that back.
Yeah, see us at the next
The
gig.
Kapichi spit, all four of us, T-Mac standing up off the drums, spitting.
ripping bats' heads off and spitting them everywhere.
Corona bat.
What's the time for? Is it time for Question Frenzy with friends?
Yeah, I mean, or is it? Have you just said the previous game with how you asked that question, i.e. a time-based game?
Oh, is it time for what time is it?
I think it might be. And
Shit.
I haven't looked at the time either.
Play the
in a
jingle,
little
play the
minute.
jingle.
What time is it? Tell me what is the time? What time is it? Tell me what is the time?
Here we go. Welcome to the third instalment of the highly anticipated edge of your seat show that is What Time Is It? It's a game where Ben doesn't know the time and I ask him what the time is. Ben, what time is it?
I'm going to go 4:20, motherfucker.
4:20. Incorrect. It's 4:36.
Fuck's
Anyway, that was What Time Is
sake.
It?
Enjoy. Goodbye, everyone.
What time is it? Tell me what is the time? What time is it? Tell me what is the time?
Okay, so now it's really time for Question Frenzy with Friends. It's a game we played with Joel from Wolf Alice on last week's show. It was quite fun, and me and Ben thought maybe we should do Question Frenzy with Friends
With each other.
with each other.
I'm up for that.
So let's go. Ben, do you want to Question Frenzy me or shall I Question Frenzy you?
I think, can you frenzy me,
Yep.
please?
Let's play the jingle.
Questions, asking you questions. Frenzy of questions, questions with your friends.
There you go. That was the jingle for Question Frenzy with Friends.
It's a personal fave jingle of mine.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Jingle is
definitely.
massive.
All right, so let's just fire away. Ben,
Right.
we're going for the same questions.
Okay, cool.
What's your favourite Tarantino film?
I don't know. I really like Reservoir Dogs.
Classic.
I nearly corrected Joel last week and said the correct answer is Reservoir
Sorry,
Dogs.
you're
but
wrong.
Yeah, your
It's
favourite's
Reservoir
wrong.
Dogs.
But
What's your
yeah.
favourite venue, Ben?
Hard to say. Wow, we played a couple in Europe that were absolute bangers, man.
Paddy?
Yeah, the Élysée Montmartre, man.
Oh,
I
I'm
enjoyed
glad
that
you pronounced
a lot.
that so bloody
Yeah.
well.
Well, I've been playing a lot of Parley Français.
Yeah, he's been parlaying all week.
If I'm 28 tomorrow and my cat is 14, how old was I yesterday, Jack?
Well, the answer is clearly orange, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, cool. And Ben, what animal are you most like and why?
I'd say, in a way, dog. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I would say you're
yeah.
you're like a Great Dane puppy.
That sounds like a sort of cop out, but it's
No, you
not. I'd say of all the animals in
Yeah.
all the kingdoms, dog.
Like a Great Dane puppy that's.
What are
just-
you?
It's a question for another week, Ben.
Yeah?
Because I feel like I'm more of a animal enigma. I
Mm,
feel like I could be. I don't know. What would you say?
I don't know, man. There's so many animals.
Definitely
and,
more
like-
of a cat than a dog.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going between cat and dog,
I'm a cat.
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Definitely,
like, for sure.
don't fucking touch me.
That's it. But that's good. Look, as in, like, it's weird how you can actually apportion cat and dog to a lot of people. Do you know
I
what
don't
mean?
like people who go, "Are you a cat or a dog person?" Both.
Nah.
I love
yeah,
them both.
exactly. But if
I know you
say-
don't.
But if I'm saying what kind of person am I,
Yeah.
cat or dog?
Oh yeah, dog.
Two very different questions.
What else have we got? Name something that really winds you up. I'll name something that really winds me
Go
up.
on.
When people on bikes, bicycles,
Yeah.
have it in like a really low gear and they're like pedaling like a
Yeah.
hamster on a wheel, and
Yeah.
it's like just put it in a different gear. What about you, Ben? What really grinds your goat?
I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. I'm quite, you know what I mean? When I'm in a flap, everything. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'll tell you what, right? If
The
you're from
printer.
Hastings, you'll know this. Oh, mate, don't even get me started on the printer. But like, when I'm pulling out of Baldslow Road, yeah, in Hastings.
Just let me go.
Yeah, mate, it takes about 2 seconds for me to be like, fucking come on! Do you know what I mean? I banged my steering wheel so hard. I first got this like car the other day, and the whole thing just dropped. And I didn't realise that it's because it's adjustable. And I just
them
thought,
sports,
like,
man.
what am I doing now?
Oh, well,
Anyway,
there we go.
that-
That was Question Frenzy with friends.
Oh, I feel frenzied now
I've,
after talking about Baldslow Road, man.
That was good. Right, well, I think that's kind of
Yeah.
leads us on to the end of the show, doesn't it? I think we've got a couple of things just to mention quickly. Firstly, is that our new single, Household Shame, came out yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you're all enjoying it. Please, again, email us in. Let us know what you think of the song. Keep streaming it. Keep sharing it. Keep loving it. Keep playing it loud. Tomorrow, actually, we have the special edition CDs going on sale that our lovely good friend Aaron has made for us.
Got to cop one of them for sure,
Yeah, man. Hand sprayed them all. He did it for Thugs. He did it for the Bumblebee song.
He's a talented man with a spray can.
Super talented with a spray can, man. And yeah, they're going to be on sale, let's say,
Yeah.
midday.
Yep.
12 o'clock
You
tomorrow.
heard it here first. You hear that, Tom Burris,
There you go.
manager of Kapichi? That's the time.
They're going to be on sale 12 o'clock tomorrow. Make sure you snap them up quick 'cause there's only 60 of them. And I know every single time they've literally sold out in a minute or
That's
two.
the trick to selling things out.
Yeah, just make
Don't
one.
make a lot.
Yeah, it's sold out in like 1 minute. You only had one of them, you bastard.
We're crazy.
Anyway, Ben, anything to add?
Yeah, I think we'd like to talk about Hastings Support NHS and just shout them out. It's a group of people in Hastings just got together and basically are raising money and starting a charity to get PPE to nurses and doctors around our area. And I think they've already probably, I mean, I asked about a week ago and they'd done like 4,000
Yeah.
bits of PPE out, so probably even more than that now. And there's like some videos that we've been a part of, like raising awareness about that. Please donate to them and please support them.
What's the name of it again?
Hastings Support NHS. So
Cool.
they've got Instagram and that. A link to it will be in the description of this video.
Nice. And there's obviously, you know, we talked last week with Joel again about the venues, the Boiler Room, the Lexington. There's a lot of that going on right
I
now. A
think-
lot of hashtag save our venues.
I
which
read
we
like
need to-
550 something are under imminent threat of permanent closure.
Yeah, and there's bands like us still. We
Yeah.
still rely on them venues.
Yeah.
But you know, like we're starting to do venues that are bigger than that hopefully won't be as affected by it. But every band that is on our level and below, of
Yeah.
which there are many.
Mate, think about when we've just been cutting our teeth as a band coming up, and
Yeah.
it's like that's the place you do it.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's a scary thought to think that there's a threat of that platform being reduced so much for people. Do you know what I mean?
It was
So-
already under threat as it was,
Yeah.
let alone now with all this. So,
Exactly.
again, we're going to link all this stuff in the description. Everyone go and follow it. And one thing I would say is just to be aware of what is going on right now, because there's a lot of questionable stuff happening through legislation and government.
under the veil of Corona.
Whilst this is all
distracting
going on right now, there's a lot going on. We've heard from a lot of health service people, emergency service people asking us what we can do to help. So just be aware is all I'm going to say. I think we'll talk about it in more detail next week.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
there you go.
Stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant, stay safe, stay healthy.
Look after each other.
That's it, all of that stuff.
Listen to Kapichi daily.
every week, every day, every hour.
That's it.
And then we'll speak to you next week.
Massive love.
Play the jingle.